We're in Sayville, New York, Long Island to be exact, at the Lieutenant Micheal P. Murphy Navy SEAL Museum. This museum was developed to commemorate, remember, and honor those that fought and those that gave it all. I'm here today with Rick Paradise. Rick, welcome to the East Coast.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
Cool. Johnson Controls is working to protect and monitor this facility, so let's take a look and see what we got.
Let's go inside and go meet Chris.
Right on.
Hey, Chris.
How you doing? Welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing?
All right, today we're here with Chris Wiley, president of the Lieutenant Micheal Murphy Navy SEAL Museum. So Chris, what are we protecting here today?
We're protecting the Medal of Honor that Michael's family received for his acts of heroism. It is an irreplaceable item. We have to make sure that it's completely secure.
And what is Johnson Controls using to protect this?
So for the case itself, we have a door sensor, and then in the area, we have glass break and motion.
Awesome. Let's take a walk.
Right now, we're in the entrance of the museum. We're at the World War II exhibit.
So, Chris, what's this here?
Okay, this is a replica of the German hedgehogs, which they used at the Normandy. They had various obstacles, but we wanted to depict the one that's showing the UDT frogmen diving down with shorts, a K-bar, and a satchel charge to blow up the obstacle prior to the invasions. Little known that UDT men were the most decorated Navy combat veterans of World War II. Received 750 Bronze Stars, 150 Silver Stars, 2 Navy Crosses, and an undetermined number of Purple Hearts. We're actually protecting this entire facility with the IQ Pro.
At this year's 2022 ISC West, we at Johnson Controls announced a new product. We combine the power of the IQ Panel 4 and the Power Series Neo to bring you the innovative IQ Pro. It's a robust intrusion security solution for small to medium-sized business and large residential applications. So with the IQ Pro panel, we used a combination of Power-G devices and addressable devices. Let's go see the rest of the museum. Hey Chris, which room are we in now?
We're in the Vietnam era right now. So in 1962, John F. Kennedy commissioned the creation of the SEAL teams. So anybody who was a UDT was brought into the SEAL teams, and then all new trainees became SEALs themselves.
We're in the next room, Chris.
Right now we're covering the 1980s and 1990s, so we're in the Gulf War, Operation Desert Storm, Desert Shield. We're also depicting the information on the NASA space program. So a lot of people don't know that SEALs and UDTs recovered the space capsules.
So we've now moved into the modern era of the Navy SEALs. Part of the protection that we're using is the Power-G 128-bit dual encrypted device. Chris, tell us where we are now.
So right now we're in the War on Terror, which covers from September 11th, 2001 to present day. So we're showing, we actually have a piece of the World Trade Center steel, then we're showing World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and the flight in Pennsylvania.
We're here now, and what I see is probably the most important of the reason why this museum was put together. So Chris, tell us about this significant part of the museum.
So in this room we're showing and covering Operation Red Wings. And behind you you're seeing Michael's SEAL team that he was attached with. The model's depicting the Hindu Kush Mountains where the actual operation was. We're showing the insertion where they came down and had the overwatch where they were looking at the village for the high value target. We also are showing where they were contacted and found, where the helicopters came in to try to rescue them with the quick reaction force, and where the helicopters ultimately were shot down.
So Chris, tell us about the Draeger unit.
So this is a Draeger unit that is an actual rebreather. So we're using pure oxygen. There's a canister that has a Sodasorb or a scrubber material that's inside. It almost looks like kitty litter. Then we have a leather type lung, actually, that's a bag that's inside. So what happens is you breathe in pure oxygen, you breathe it in, you exhale, comes through, gets scrubbed through the kitty litter, it goes back into the bag, and it's pure oxygen again. So you don't have any bubbles, you don't have any gases coming out, so you don't see a trail of bubbles as somebody's swimming in. So it's very stealthy, and you could go about 4 hours with this underwater.
Awesome. So in this area, you're using a combination of motion sensors and cameras. Tell us what you're doing with that.
So with the motion sensors and cameras, we're trying to track and collect data. So as the alarm is obviously off while we're open and operating, we're able to people count. So the cameras will give me a people count. The motion detectors will count how often they're tripped. So I'm able to use that data and cross-reference the data to then show how busy certain areas are within the building.
Let's move to the one of the funnest parts about Navy SEALs, and that's BUDS, or Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL Training. Chris, tell us about the significance of these helmets.
So this is depicting BUDS' training phases. You know, you got first, second, third phase with your green, blue, and red helmets.
Awesome. So 26 weeks of training altogether.
26 weeks of training altogether, and this is important because this is Michael's actual helmet that he gave his mother, Maureen, and she tells a story of actually still, you know, before she brought it to the museum, sitting there and trying to smell and be reattached to the helmet, you know, so, you know, being close to Michael. So that's a very important thing for the family to be here and
Awesome.
be protected.
That's incredible. Thanks so much. So Chris, what's this here?
Okay, so this is an actual CRRC, which is just an inflatable raft that we use for training, where you're going to do elephant marches. The guys walk around carrying it on their heads. You'll see them doing races. Surf passage, where you're paddling out. It's a crew of 7 men usually in this, a boat crew, and you also do rock portage, where you're landing the boats into the rock jetties. It's all created, all of those challenges are created just to, you know, bring people together and have a team building.
Make you miserable.
Make you miserable at the same time, yes.
Perfect.
So over there we have the diver propulsion device with a DPD. It's a battery operated device, and it's just so the swimmers did not have to kick and, you know, expend a ton of energy getting to a target. So this is part of the Naval Special Warfare community. SWCC is a Special Warfare combatant crew member comprised of special boat units. So we have different types of boats that we use to bring the SEALs in and conduct different missions. We can do insertions, extractions, and various other operations. Big guns, fast boats. They get to skydive. They get the boats actually come out of the airplanes and have parachutes also.
Awesome.
So it's pretty wild.
And what do we have behind this door here?
Oh, right behind this door here, we have a simulator room, which is like 5D Disney ride. That's what it seems like. You're going to get water, leg ticklers, wind, strobes, full motion. It's absolutely amazing.
Awesome. And here we are at the last piece of the museum that's so significant. And with that, it's the reason why Johnson Control is here to preserve and protect. And we're at the Cost of Freedom Wall. And Chris, can you tell us a little about this wall?
So we have over 300 people on this wall that were either killed in training or killed in action.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for allowing Johnson Control to be a part of the museum.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you.
Awesome.
It's an honor for Johnson Controls to be protecting and monitoring this facility. I wanted to take this time to thank Rick and Chris for walking us through the museum, showing some of the features and some of the pieces of equipment that we've installed here to protect and monitor the building. If you'd like to learn more about this museum, schedule a visit, or donate, go to murphsealmuseum.org. And if you'd like to learn more about the Johnson Controls products that you saw today, follow the link in the description below.